what it's like there with all those people and the crowds in general for this new ticket.
Well, John, the campaign says this is the largest rally that they've had. It certainly seems like that to me. There are thousands of people gathered at this airport hangar here, spilling out onto the tarmac. And that is where Vice President Harris arrived tonight on Air Force Two, using the powerful trappings of office and those powerful images as well. She stepped off Air Force Two with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to the adoring chants of their crowd. And now she is making her case here, why she believes it's time to move forward. Now, talking to voters in this crowd, they are excited. There is no doubt enthusiasm is at a higher level than there certainly has been. And you can perhaps hear right now the crowd is shouting, "Lock him up, lock him up." That, of course, has been a refrain about former President Donald Trump, of course, with memories of what was shouted at Trump rallies in 2016 about Hillary Clinton, "Lock her up." But Vice President Harris is putting a bit of a spin on that. She said, no, the courts will take care of that. She said, we need to win in November. So clearly trying to capitalize us on this enthusiasm, even as Republicans are trying to brand this ticket as too liberal for the country. So, John, this is an entirely new moment in this campaign, 90 days until Election Day in November.
All right, Jeff Zeleny in that hall right now. We'll let you keep watching before you get in trouble with any of the people right next to you. Van, to you, this is the type of audience that Joe Biden wasn't getting.
This is the type of audience very few people in American politics have ever gotten and will ever get. This is a phenomenon. Kamala Harris has become a cultural phenomenon. There are people who are literally trying to get tickets like it's going to see a Taylor Swift concert or Beyonce event. Something is happening in this country that I don't think anybody predicted literally just 2.5 weeks ago when Democrats were on a kind of a death watch for democracy, talking to our therapist 3 times a day. And here we are with joy breaking out all over the country.
Natasha?
I think people are seeing the Kamala Harris that so many admired for so long. And because she wasn't running for president, she was doing the work, maybe behind the scenes. But now you're seeing the charisma, the comfort at the podium, and the way that people react to her. People see themselves in her in different ways. And I think also Tim Walz, people see themselves in him. Think of all the titles Kamala Harris just listed: coach, husband, father, serviceman, right? So basically they're saying this is an America where Americans can see themselves even with our differences.
I will note, these 3 events have been very similar. The Pennsylvania event used a lot of the same language, the Wisconsin event using a lot of the same languages we're now seeing in Michigan. Brian, just one last question about the types of rallies before we get into some of the substance of what we've heard today. Donald Trump cares about crowd size. I mean, he's got to be paying attention to what's been happening on the ground for the Democrats.
Yeah, but he's also paying attention to the facts. Like, remember the big rally in Atlanta that the Harris campaign had last week. By the time Harris spoke, half the crowd had disappeared because they used celebrities to draw the big crowd to get them there to take the photos that say, hey, this is a big crowd size, and they perform. But once the celebrities leave, the crowd leaves. So I think you sort of have to add, President Trump's smart enough to know that, it's being inflated not by Kamala Harris, but by the celebrities that are trying to prop her up.
Well, okay. Look, there are a lot of people right now in Michigan and Wisconsin, and some of them waited for hours to get there. Go ahead, Van.
What's amazing to me is at the Donald Trump rallies now is when Donald Trump comes out, people start leaving. In other words, there's something that's happening here where if you want to talk about crowd sizes and who leaves and who stays, people used to come to Donald Trump rallies to hear Donald Trump. Now they come for the entertainment, and when Trump comes, they walk out. That's what's going on.
And we haven't seen celebrities in Philadelphia, Wisconsin, or Michigan today. But, Brian, I do get what you're saying there. I do want to talk about some of what we've heard today, because, Van, one of the main attack lines from the Trump campaign has been on the way that Governor Walz handled the response to the chaos, the protests, the riots in Minneapolis after the killing of George Floyd. But there was new audio that came out today of Donald Trump praising Governor Walz at the time. Listen to this.
I tell you, what they did in Minneapolis was incredible. They went in and dominated. And it happened immediately. Tim Walz, again, I was very happy with the last couple of days, Tim. You called up big numbers, and the big numbers knocked them out so fast it was like bowling pins.
What does this do to that discussion?
Well, it's ironic. maybe maybe Donald Trump should have taken notes from Tim Walz when there was an insurrection happening in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump did nothing. So I don't want to hear Republicans talking so much about what happened in Minneapolis when their own president that they are so in love with sat by and let an insurrection happen in the middle of the joint session of Congress. And that same guy they love so much actually thought Tim Walz did a great job.
John, can I just say something about the George Floyd situation? I mean, we've seen Reverend Al Sharpton come out and say that Tim Walz handled that situation well. We know that Tim Walz listened to George Floyd's family. He actually intervened and made sure that the state prosecutor took over from the county prosecutor, right? So these are steps that I think show the listening that he does, the empathy that he has for families, and I think that's actually going to reflect well on him, not negatively.
Brian?
I mean, listen, that's all nice revisionist history, but if you look at the independent report that came after, what happened in Minneapolis, they're extremely critical of the governor. They said he basically froze, was derelict of duty for 3 days before the National Guard came in. So yes, ultimately Tim Walz, the governor, was able to get it right after 3 days of abandoning the city and watching it burn, watching a police station burn, watching businesses go up in flames, watching people get, attacked violently, and finally he stepped in. So sure, President Trump is praising, Tim Walz for doing something they should have done on day one that took him 3 days to finally respond. But let me sort of bring it back to the reality here, where we are. We're now on we're in 24 hours after this guy being announced, and now there's real questions about his military service and how he first ran for Congress, how he said he was returning from Afghanistan, which he actually never served in the military, in combat. So I don't know. I think from my standpoint, this pick appears to be a disaster if there's real questions about his military service, and you have people who know him best, his sort of platoon captains, the people he was with, they're the ones being critical of his military service. So I don't know, I view this 24 hours into this, not a conversation that the Harris campaign wants to have about their VP nominee sort of misleading, his military service, because that goes to a question of character, and she can't have any more questions about her character.
All right, Brian, let's do this. Let's play what J.D. Vance said about that. Then we're going to walk through what some of the facts are here and how they correspond. So listen to J.D. Vance.
When the United States Marine Corps, when the United States of America asked me to go to Iraq to serve my country, I did it. I did what they asked me to do it, and I did it honorably, and I'm very proud of that service. When Tim Walz was asked by his country to go to Iraq, you know what he did? He dropped out of the Army and allowed his unit to go without him.
So he has the timeline off there. His unit deployed to Iraq in July of 2005. He retired in May of 2005, so months before that, and typically you would have to put your papers in even before officially retiring, and he filed for Congress in February. So that was the sequence of events there. Though he was not with that unit he had served with when they just hang on. That's just the timeline. That's just the timeline.
Let me give you the timeline, because the reporting is the timeline is that Tim Walz received information before those orders take place that they were going to go to Afghanistan. And the timeline, based on reporting, AEP, other people in Minneapolis who probably have more direct access, they were talking that notification came in early January of that year. So it may have not been an official notification that the governor had, but he certainly heard at it through his commandership, through his leadership position, that what the new timeline was going to be, and he did retire.
All right, again, the timeline that we have is that February he files for Congress, May he's retired. He would have had to put in the papers before that, and July is when the unit deploys. On this part of this discussion, Van, where do you see it going?
Well, I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, he spends 24 years serving his country in the military, which I don't think anybody here, including the critic that we have on air, can touch that record, and you should start with that. And then he says, I haven't served enough. I want to now run for Congress to serve more. And he runs in a red district, and he wins, and he continues to serve. So,
Van, I think the problem is that he lied about his service. I think that's the problem that people are having.
I'm sorry. You've had a chance to lie and smear and do stuff you've been doing. I get a chance to take my point. No, you're actually wrong. You're actually wrong. Listen,
he lied. There's reporting that he said he ran, that he was in Afghanistan, that he stated that.
That's a different point. That's a different point.
You finish, and then we're going to take up that next point. Go ahead.
There's a different point about that we can get to. But it is absolutely clear, and our reporting is clear, that he decided to run for Congress before he was called up, before his unit was called up. He was never called up.
The other thing that Brian is talking about here is a video that was surfaced actually by the Harris campaign, where Walz talks about guns. He's talking about how he supports basically assault weapon ban and how he doesn't, people think he should carry them. And he says roughly, and I'm sort of paraphrasing here, people shouldn't carry these weapons that I carried in war. Now, in a point of fact, Tim Walz never did serve in a combat zone. He did serve in Italy in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. He did not serve in a combat zone itself, though his language may have led some to believe that he did, Natasha. So is that language in itself, how problematic do you see that?
I think that using the term carried versus saying that you were actively in combat are two different things, right? And so I think that he's a thoughtful person. And I think that he's been very clear that he wasn't in active combat. I come from a military family, right? This sort of attack feels very partisan and nasty and sort of beneath us. This is not the sort of conversation that you would expect from one veteran to another. And the veterans who previously did criticize Tim Walz, one was running against him, right? He was a rival. So there were political reasons for bringing this up. There are political reasons for bringing it up now. And I think all he has to do is point to the service members who've gone on the record and said he was brave and that he was a leader at the time.